Morning, lad.
Would you repair a few things for me?
Fucking shavings. You fucking piece of shit. Take care, then. You're up early. What'll it be?
I heard you could use a helping hand at the forge.
I could. My last two hands, well, they're not worth mentioning. And what with the wedding coming up, the work is piling up. What do they call you?
Henry.
I'm Radovan. You should know, Henry. The blacksmithing isn't for everyone. Have you done it before?
Yeah. I basically grew up in the forge. My father was a swordsmith, and not just any. He even forged swords for the nobility.
For the nobility, eh? Well, that kind of experience will come in very handy for me indeed. As it happens, I have to forge a wedding present for young Lord Semine. A fine sword.
So you'll take me on?
Hold your horses. I'll have to try you out first. You could forge me a hunting sword as a test, so I can see if you can make a straight blade. That shouldn't give you much trouble if your father was a swordsmith, should it?
Sure thing. I can get started right away.
Great. Find some iron and get started then.
Iron?
You can't make a sword out of butter, but if you don't have your own stuff, you can get everything from the chest in my forge. Excuse me? Go over to the anvil and let's get started. Furnace is cold now. Give it a practice try. Some things, like swords, are too long to fit in the fire. You have to heat it up and try poking it around for a bit. Now get the furnace nice and hot. There's a lever above you. Give it a pull. It works the bellows. You can tell the temperature by the color, but you won't be able to tell when it's in the fire. You have to take it out from time to time and take a look. Try it out. See? It's the color of straw, which is what you want. and you heated the whole thing up. Nicely done. Now you can go straight to the anvil. Try moving the sword along the anvil so you can get the hang of it. Now take the hammer and try hitting it a few times. See the sparks? That's the sign of a good strike. The more sparks, the better. Also, you can hammer with different degrees of power. A stronger hit will do more, but it'll tire you out faster. Try giving it a few blows, as hard as you can, so I can see how strong you are. That's got a nice ring to it. Of course, if it was all about hitting an anvil with a hammer, any dolt could do it. You've got to hammer the workpiece evenly. One hit next to the other. So what then? If you can't handle it, I'll have you make nails instead. Very nice. You're doing just fine. But when I say evenly, I mean it. A sword has two sides, like a lot of other things, including myself. Turn it over and continue on the other side. Nice. Now try forging it on both sides. The closer it is to being finished, the more it will take on the shape you want. It'll cool off soon anyway. It's cooled now. You can't do it all in one go. You've got to put it back in the furnace from time to time. Sometimes you've got to go there and back all day. But it's all part of the craft. Now, get back to the forge and heat it all up like before. Bloody hell, what's the hold-up? I've shown you this part already. The whole thing is heated up now, so come over to the anvil. See that? Besides the sparks, you can tell a good strike by the sound it makes. That's the ring you want. Sparks. That's the stuff. Well struck. Sparks. That's the stuff. See how it's taking on the right shape? That's how you can tell it's almost finished. Now, I've got a piece of advice for you. Hammer to a rhythm. The work goes by easier. Sometimes I'll whistle to myself to keep the rhythm going. Well struck. There you go. You've got it finished. All that's left is to temper it, and the sword will be done. The rest is just tweaking. Right, let's have a look. Very nice work. Your father taught you the trade well.
He'd certainly be happy to hear that.
If you carry on hammering as well as you did today, You've definitely got a job here. Even so, keep in mind, it's all about making sure every strike does its job. That's why you can't let it get cold, or keep striking the same spot. If you work evenly, each strike falling right next to the last one, you can't go wrong. Got that? Or is there something else you want to ask about?
What good does it do me to whistle while I work?
It makes you work to a rhythm. You won't get tired so quickly, and the iron feels it.
How do I know a good strike from a bad one?
By the sparks that fly up, and by the ring. It rings out with a different sound when you do it right.
Thanks. That's all I need to know.
You can sleep in the chamber by the woodshed, and there's a chest where you can keep your things. And of course, you can use the forge anytime you want. Any questions?
Where can I get materials?
You can buy some essentials from me, but if you want to make a fancy sword with lots of ornamentation, you'll have to look elsewhere. This is just a village, you know. The locals ain't after luxury. They can't afford it neither.
Where exactly is my bed?
At the side of the house. There are 2 doors and a wheelbarrow between them. You go in by the rear door, next to the woodshed, and you can put your things in the chest there. Don't worry, nobody'll steal them.
What now?
What do you think? You're not going to be idle. I'll find you some work to do right away. You're pretty good at swords, but what the locals really need is axes and horseshoes. Right, here are some simple drawings that show what they're both supposed to look like. And some iron. You can get down to it right away.
Just like that? You aren't going to help me?
Sacre, lad. I chose you because you already know a thing or two. I'm not going to look over your shoulder all bloody day. You take care of these smaller jobs. Forge away as long as you're able, and then sell it all. Once you've made some coin and feel like being out in the open again, I'll give you some more interesting work. Dave?
Good day. Watch where you're going. God bless.
What'll it be, this?
I'll have a look at the ware.
Take care. Then, thanks for nothing. Thing.
Show me your way. I'd like to discuss the price.
All right, I'm listening.
Do you accept?
We're getting close. Lower your price a little more, and we can shake hands.
And it looked like we'd never agree.
Pleasure doing business. Take care.
Watch where you're going.
God bless you.
I'd like to discuss the price.
Aye, I'm listening.
No, only because it's you.
That sounds really interesting.
All right? I agree.
And have a nice day, friend.
Don't shove!
The Lord be with you. What do you need?
I have a bit of coin again, and I'd like to throw it around. Shall we play dice?
What game would you like to play?
Wagoners!
Let's play.
Why did I even agree to this? I'm going to lose my money again. Well, you're not afraid of anything. And now I'll fuck it all up. Or not. Hopefully I'll do it again. There! That turned out all right. Done. Have you lost your mind? You're going to lose everything. Let it be now. I want to play too, you know. Ugh.
What's the hold up, innkeeper?
Enough. That's it for me. I just can't believe it.
God bless.
God be with you. Keep the peace. We'll see it through.
Was machst du? Du Nervensäge! Get up!
like to do something about that price?
Natürlich, kein Problem.
How's this?
That's more like it. Lower your price a little more and we can make a deal.
That's a decent price.
Du wirst sicher zufrieden sein. Bis bald.
Darko's all right. They're junk. That's too
Look at them human horses. They think they can do whatever they want.
The nerve of them showing their goat faces around here. So your farmhands murdered Roman and abducted Pavlena, the herb woman's daughter.
What? What the hell are you talking about?
Straw admitted everything, so I dealt with him according to the law.
Jesus Christ! Why would they do something like that?
They did it to get in your good books. We're taking revenge on Bozhena.
My God! I never wanted anything like that. When I get drunk, I curse her, aye, but I never wanted anyone to kidnap her daughter or murder anyone. I didn't put anyone up to it. They did it on their own, and it's their own bloody fault. Jesus Christ! That's the last thing we need, a mess like this. I have to square things up with Thrush. Humans.
Look at
Look, I know relations between you and Bozhena the herb woman aren't good. But it's time to put an end to the animosity.
Where are you going with this? That witch deserves no pity.
I understand your bitterness. I'm sorry about your son. Bozhena would certainly have saved him if she could. But whatever happened between you, it has to end now. Bozhena came very close to losing her daughter on account of your feud. Your farmhands abducted her. And they killed her sweetheart.
But I had nothing to do with that. They did it of their own free will, not on my orders.
That means nothing. They did it because of you. They wanted you to be indebted to them.
But that's not my fault, and I don't see why I should have to make up with Bozhena on account of it.
someone should teach them how things work in these parts.
Well, whether you ordered it or not, you're still guilty. If you hadn't got boozed up and started spouting shit, none of this would have happened.
Go to hell. What I say and do is my business. What other people make of it is theirs. So stop fucking bothering me with talk about making amends. Bozhena didn't make any amends to my Yarush.
As you wish. I won't try to convince you.
Yeah, you'd be wasting your time. Don't bother me again.
Look at them human horses. They think they can do whatever they want.
The nerve of them showing their...
God be with you.
Careful.
Keep the peace and we'll stay friends.
Not your day, eh? How's it going? I expect that's not very comfortable on your back.
Fuck my back. I can hardly feel it anymore. But recently some joker passed by and put a dead fish in my breeches.
Scoundrel! You deserve worse than the pillory.
So you don't end up here too. Hail.
Made worthy of the promises of Christ. Pour forth, we beseech thee, O Lord.
Who are you praying for?
For my son, Yaroslav.
How come he's buried there, and not at the cemetery?
He died during birth, and was never christened, so he couldn't be buried in the cemetery.
God have mercy. I'm sorry about that.
Aye. Me too. If it hadn't been for that treacherous old hag, he wouldn't be here under a tree. He'd be in the churchyard, as he ought to be. The poor, innocent soul. Or standing right here next to me.
Old hag? Who are you talking about?
The midwife, Bozhena. My wife, Ludmilla, gave birth to 3 daughters. Quick and easy every time. The village women often scream all day and night before they bring their babies into the world. Not my Ludmilla. When she had Marushka, it was all over before the midwife even got here. But when Yaroslav was coming into the world, you know, I knew already I'd finally have a son. I never sent for no help. Why would I? After all, Ludmilla done it all on her own 3 times. And besides, that Bozhena is an unclean woman and a witch. Only this time, something went wrong. Of course, I wasn't there. Being a God-abiding man, I was outside. But Marushka comes running out, shouting, "Pa! Send for Bozhena! Ma's poorly!" I thought twice about it, but then I sent for her. She came along with a little girl, Pavlena, and a whole sack of herbs. She started brewing right away, and before the night was out, she was pouring God knows what kind of concoction down Ludmilla's throat. It's a wonder she didn't poison her, the crone. I couldn't get a wink of sleep all night. It wasn't till daybreak that Bozhena came out of the house, carrying in her arms. They could see right off it was a boy. Like I said, only Yaroslav came out feet first. And as they were pulling him out, he was all Mother of God. It was that Bozhena's doing. If she hadn't pulled him out and left Lud...
I'm sure Bozhena didn't want to hurt your son. She was trying to help.
Help? By killing my son? And I asked the priest, and he told me every midwife has the sacred right to perform baptism, like when it looks bad for the child. And you know what,
What?
Not a thing. I'm my wife, so don't you tell me. But that same evening, I got the other fellas from the village, and we drove that damned witch out beyond the...
I see.
A good thing, too. She hasn't shown up.
I understand your pain, but it wasn't Bozhena's fault. She saved my life when I was wounded and lost in the woods. She's a good soul.
That's all well and good. But believe me, that witch will never wash clean her sins.
I'd like to ask you more about your...
Ask away.
When did your son die?
Well, Yaros...
What about your other children?
One of my daughters got married and moved out. Marushka and...
Why? One of them could live on the farm with her husband, couldn't she? Lots of fellows would give the right arm for a place like this.
Aye, true enough. Only a father should pass his livelihood on to his son, goddammit!
Well, I only got to know my father recently. He's the royal hetman, Sir Radzig Kobyla.
You, a noble? That's a hard one to swallow.
Just because I'm not dressed up in my Sunday best doesn't mean my father's not a noble. I really am Sir Radzig's bastard. My ma was a commoner, so she couldn't marry Sir Radzig.
Out of duty?
To be honest, I couldn't tell you. But how... And later, when they died...
God's will. There are times I'd have saved myself all the misery since then.
I don't have any more questions.
See you later.
Turn around right now. Get the hell out of here.
Let's gut him. No
What?
more fucking
You just
around.
crash in here? Next time won't end well for you. That's enough. You're getting a thrashing. Hey! Get him!
Show your stuff.
Come on then!
Take that fucker out, damn it! I'm all yours. You won't be able to take another one like that. Get ready to leave this life. What's it to be, you wretch?
Leave me be.
Let me go, please.
Give me everything you have, and I'll let you go.
All right, easy now. Just let me go and I'll give you everything. I'm going. Take it easy. I'm not gonna die here. I'm not gonna die here.
Put it away.
What the?
Greetings to you.
Nice one.
What are you trying to pull, you scoundrel?
Greetings.
God be with you.
Ave Maria.
Greetings.
I need a bath.
Certainly, my baths are at your service.
I'd like a pretty girl to take care of all my needs.
Don't worry. Once my girls get their hands on you, you'll forget all your sorrows. At least for a little while.
I can't wait.
Excellent. Pay up and we can get started.
Let's talk about the price.
Certainly. No problem.
No, only because it's you.
Look, offer a bit more and we can make a deal. Excellent. You'll find exactly what you're looking for in my bath.
Look, don't try that again. I've no need for stuff like that. Oof, are you blind?
God be with you. God be with you.
Don't cause any trouble. Got it?
God be with you. How's the watch going?
Not bad, so far.
Have you seen a stray dog around? I thought he was dead, but he's likely still alive.
I'm sorry. I haven't seen any dogs around.
Oh, Sakra. Do you have any idea where else he might have gone?
If I were a dog, I'd go to where there's food. There are plenty of fishermen around the pond, and they're always throwing out leftovers at the tavern.
Do you think he'd go and steal leftover food?
I don't know much about dogs. He could have run into the woods and started hunting. He wouldn't be the first or the last. There's a whole pack of wolves near Sameen these days. Maybe your dog's gone feral and is running around with them.
Thanks. I couldn't convince Yakesh.
I told you, but you wouldn't listen.
I know, but I couldn't just kill him. I'm sorry. But there's nothing more I can do for you.
Suit yourself, then. I'll find another way to get justice. Take care, my friend.
The Lord be with you. No, I just want to be sure nobody finds out.
We'll need a spade for this. We'll need to get a spade first.
The Lord be with you.
What are friends for if not to help each other?
Hey, ye! Take a good look at this man. A rebel against the laws of God and of the city. Nothing is safe.
Greetings, innkeeper. I've come to apologize for the fight we caused. And also to ask if there is anything I can do to help.
Latch in the stable when the horses bolted, lad.
How so? Did something happen?
I had a couple cumans come in here and get in a brawl with the locals. What the hell did I do that people fight in here all the time? Go and see Wojtek if you want. Maybe he'll tell you more than I can.
It happens.
I'm
Just watch
sorry.
where you're going next time.
The innkeeper said something went down at the tavern.
Nothing serious. We just kicked those cumin scum out of the place. But the thing is, I'd sleep better knowing someone made sure they don't come back ever again.
Someone like...
Like me?
What an idea! At least you'd show you're worth your salt. After what you pulled last time, your reputation could use a bit of polishing.
All right, then. I'll take care of the cumins.
Excellent. I don't care what you do with them. Just find their camp and make sure I never see them again. Got it? Seems they came from Samin. Try asking there. Someone must have noticed that rabble.
I've looked for him everywhere, and he's not in the tavern.
Well, that's a tough one. I wouldn't get my hopes up. May God guide you through these hard times.
Look out! Look out! Hail, good man! Come on, don't be shy. I won't bite.
That's a relief. What were you going to offer me?
Curiosity killed the cat. No shame in that, though. They call me Barley.
You have a peculiar name.
If I were ordinary, well, that's just another way of saying boring. And boring's not for me. So I wander the roads collecting my riddles, and if I meet anyone I find interesting, I'll happily work a riddle on them.
A riddle? Very well. Let's hear it.
Now, listen carefully. What belongs to you alone, but is used more often by others? Any idea?
My name.
That's right! You have a learned head on those shoulders. The robes of a priest would suit you better than a sword.
They really wouldn't, I assure you.
More's the pity. But down to business. I have a proposition for you. You deserve a reward for solving my riddle. Except, you've caught me flat broke. I can give you some of what little I have. Or teach you some of what I know. What'll it be?
I'm always up for learning something new. What can you teach me?
I spend my days on the roads and my nights in the taverns. What interests you more?
Tell me about your experience on the road.
You can't beat a sturdy pair of shoes and a good supply of wine or ale with you. And keep an eye on the clouds. They can tell you if a big storm is brewing, and whether you'll have time to find some shelter.
I'll bear that in mind.
And you'll stay dry. Farewell!
Huh?
Laudetur Jesus Christus!